Welcome to Build Your Business in South Dade. My name is Kenneth Wright, and I am on the board of directors of the South Dade Chamber of Commerce and the Health Insurance Savant. And today we have some special guests that I have a real affinity for because I taught a couple of years in the public school system here. And we have representatives of Summerville, right?
Summerville Advantage Academy.
Yeah, Advantage Academy. We have an ex-colleague of mine, Miss Manis, who I worked with at Homestead. And then we have Miss Escobedo, they're both on staff now at Summerville. And Miss Manis is an assistant principal, and Miss Escobedo is the office manager.
Correct.
So we're going to talk a little bit about the school. We're going to talk about its impact on the community, or its hopeful impact on the community. And that's really why we're here today, to talk about how we can raise the profile of the school and how we can help the school's profile grow and develop within the community. All right, so, it's a charter school, right? And we just had a previous conversation about the confusion between private charter, public schools, and all that. So what I wanted to start off with is just start off by saying, if I'm interested in my child going to a charter school, just that concept, is it geographically determined? And what are the kind of things that you have to do if I would like to explore charter schools, and Summerville being one, because it's somewhere near my community?
Well, we don't have specific location where we belong to, like public schools do, that are designated by address, by area. We are, you have to apply to us. We're lottery-based.
Lottery-based.
Yes.
So it's not just an application, it's also lottery. Now, for the application, do you have to meet certain requirements to qualify for the lottery?
No, I mean, you just apply and a lottery takes place.
Okay.
And if that we meet our numbers and you're on a waiting list, and we take you in as, spaces open up.
Okay.
That's basically the gist of how it works.
So if I lived in Coral Gables, I could go there?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
We're a school of choice, so parents choose to come.
So it's not location.
No.
No.
It's really about school of choice. So then it behooves me as a parent to really know what charters are out there and what they offer.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. Why would I want to send my children to Summerville?
I think Summerville is, I've been there a couple of years. And the fact that I started there, they say the first impression is the one that you're going to get. And Summerville to me has been a place where I see it in the staff. I see it with our leadership.
What do you see?
I see determination. I see hard work. I see the importance of the children being first. Our principal is very high on what she expects as Miss Manis, who is assistant principal. And their expectations are that the children are first. That doesn't mean that teachers are not important. That does not mean that the faculty is not important. The support system is always there for everyone. But the goal is to have those children meet their goals. And it is to make teachers better because we're always learning. And those high expectations are the ones that keep us there, which is why our numbers just in the time that I've been there, our school, it's excelling. I see it every day. I see children wanting to learn. I see children asking questions, and that's an awesome thing.
That's great.
Absolutely.
That's great.
I think she put it well. Yes, I think what makes us stand out is we have a family-like environment.
Yes.
Our kids, every teacher knows practically every kid, every staff knows every staff member.
Yes.
We treat each other like family. And I think when we talk to parents and get their feedback and stuff, that's one of the main things that attracts them to our school, because we do have that family environment.
Very much so.
Since it is in the public sphere, the question I have is, one of the things that people always talk about is classroom student to teacher ratios. Is that different at Summerville than we would experience in a regular public school?
Yes, it is.
Okay, could you talk
our,
about that a
Our
bit?
class sizes are small.
And what does small mean?
The highest number of students we have in a class is 19.
Okay.
19, 20 the most.
Whereas you'd have 30
30,
or more.
40
Correct.
kids in a class.
Yeah,
And
okay.
I've been there, experienced that, and I can tell you that's one of the differences coming from public to charter. And specifically our school, we do have low class sizes.
Okay.
And that's part of our main focus, is because children do learn better in a smaller environment. So when we keep our class sizes down, they have more success.
Yeah, so besides class size then, academically, what makes Summerville from a curriculum perspective? Is there anything that you guys do that?
I think we set our expectations high. We do our curriculum is something that we work on every day to improve it, to meet the needs of the children. Sometimes, it depends. Every year we get a different group of kids sometimes, where we may have more children with exceptionalities and more students that are ESOL. So we adapt year to year to meet
Yes.
those needs.
Okay, the question I was trying to ask was, because Miss Madison and I were together at Homestead Senior a few years back, and she was the queen of testing, but I'm gonna ask about that in a minute. But we had specific state required guides of what we had to teach each week. Is that the same type of, does the charter schools work with that same?
Yes,
Guide?
we do follow the pacing guides
Pacing
for
guide, yes, that's
Dade
what I
County Public Schools. Yes,
right.
everything we do it according to Dade County Public Schools. We follow their calendars. We follow their
Okay.
pacing guides. Everything as far as from curriculum to testing, everything is done just like the Dade County Public
So
Schools.
there's
Correct.
one of you, the old you, at Summerville now, a
Yes,
testing
there
person?
is.
I
Yes,
just got to
there
tell
is.
you that Miss Mass worked her whatever off there to make sure that the kids at Homestead Senior really were able to perform as best as they could in the testing environment, which is, it's so hard in the schools today.
Yes,
You
that
know.
is a challenge.
Yeah. So what would you like to tell me that I haven't asked so far? I mean, I'll ask more, but I want to hear, if you could tell me something besides it's our, energy, or it's our family nature, what do some of the kids actually say? Because you're the assistant principal, so you talk
I'm
to
going to
kids
be
a lot.
honest with you. Our kids don't want to go home sometimes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes, they love being there.
They do.
These kids don't. They come to you in the morning and they're greeting you, they're hugging you, and
They are.
and they really enjoy being at our school. They really do, and they will come up to me sometimes. I had a student that came up to me yesterday after an honor roll assembly, and she was like, "Ms. Manis, I love being here. This is my favorite school," and that's what makes
amazing.
us proud.
That is so.
Because when you hear it from the kids and coming from the kids, we're doing something right.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what you want. You want children that want to be there, because by them wanting to be there, they're going to perform better.
Yes.
By being engaged like that. What grades are you?
We're K through 5.
K through 5. Oh, so you got the little
We
ones.
have the
Yes, we
little
do.
ones,
All right,
yes,
you have
our
the-
little sharks.
Yeah, little
Yeah,
shark.
little sharks.
And how many kids are there in the school?
We have 456 right now.
Wow. That's a good number.
Yes.
Right?
It is.
456. So you're K through 5 now. Is there thoughts of moving into the middle school area and or high school area? Is that part of what your charter is, or?
We do have our sister school, Palm Glades Preparatory Academy, and they do have the middle and high school. We're solely K through 5.
Yeah.
Ah.
So yeah, we're not in the same building.
Yes.
We're a separate school.
Okay. All right. So now I'm going to ask the question that and it really isn't necessarily education oriented, but Barbara, right?
Correct.
Yeah, Barbara is the office manager.
Yes.
And I just said that being an office manager just means so many different things at so many different places. So I want to give her a chance to kind of talk about what her role is in holding up this environment.
Holding up the environment.
Yeah, and then making the school the way it is. Because
yes.
Miss Manis,
Correct.
like assistant principal, you have a concept of that.
Absolutely. Well, we deal with fundraisers and different things like that.
Oh, talk about some fundraisers.
Well, we do several things, that we do. We have programs where the teachers themselves, right now, we have a care club. We're trying to widen that to where we'll have more activities, even though it's kinder through fifth, we want to start opening up more for activities. We have dance, we have soccer, basketball, those types of things. And a lot of people wouldn't expect that in an elementary school, but we're trying to open up that avenue more and more.
More into the arts?
Absolutely.
And the sports, more in the arts and sports for little kids.
Yes, because they need to be able to interact, not just, you have to give them that break. You have to give them that sense of being able to, we live in a world where technology it's such a big play with children, whether it's at, not so much at school, but at home. And keeping them outside is awesome because that's a natural thing for the human person, and so that allows them to be able to interact with their friends, learn an activity, just broaden their horizon, keeping them healthy, keeping them on that track. So that's important even for children that are that.
Okay,
young.
so let's talk about the CARES program. What does that mean, the CARES program?
Well, it's something specific that one of our teachers does, and it's just if there's anything going on that a child would be dealing with in a personal aspect with a family or that sort of thing, funds are raised to be able to help.
Oh, wow.
So yes. So and just overall as an office manager, yes, my role is to help with. As I stated, we do have a finance department, so we keep our make sure that our boundaries are there with what we have, what we don't have. And as far as the school is concerned, office managing, it can deal with, I handle the payroll as well. I also work with the company that CSA, which is Charter School Associates. So we work very close with the corporate office when it comes to anything. They're very supportive.
Okay,
how
many schools are under that corporate umbrella?
Ooh,
any idea?
We have 5 schools in Dade County, 1 in Broward, and the rest of them are up there in Central Florida.
Oh, really? So it's
Yes.
Florida-based?
yes, it is.
Florida-based organization?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
I mean, that's a good way to, since this is involving some public funding, I'm sure that's an easier way to do it if there's a critical mass. If there is, I'm really curious when you say fundraising. So the fundraising you were talking about was the CARES program?
Well, no, that's not just a specific. That's with anything. That's with if we're trying to raise funds for the activities of the children. Is what I meant. Just like any school, if they want to have a end of the year dance, if they want to have kindergarten.
But how do you do the
graduation.
fundraising? That's what I'm trying to ask. What do you do for fundraising?
Well, a lot of times it deals with whether it's selling chocolate, pizza runs, just different things that children
What's a
can
pizza
get.
run?
Well, I mean, like we work with a company, either a pizza company that they help with fundraising and certain proceeds.
Oh, so
that
right,
they're
like
establishing.
Sonic will have something like that.
Yeah.
We'll have a Sonic Day.
Yeah, or
if you shop at Sonic today.
correct.
And one of the big things we did this year, and we partner with Texas Roadhouse.
I was just gonna say that.
And
yeah.
we have family nights.
Yes.
So we would all go out and eat. Parents would go out and eat, and they would they give us a portion of whatever was spent that night to the school. We also partner with Kona Ice,
Correct.
which they would come out and sell ices to the kids, and they also would give us something back to the school as far as whatever they made. So those are different things
The ice cream
that
company
we,
that comes in, also.
different things
Okay.
that we've done to bring in more funding to the school.
Well, next time you do a Texas Roadhouse, let me know. I love
we just
Texas.
had the last one last night.
Oh, I love Texas
Yes.
Roadhouse. I
Yes.
think it's my mom's 92 and she loves going there.
Oh, really?
For the
Yes.
pork
Love
chops.
the buns.
She goes there for the pork chops. She loves the pork chops and throwing
yeah.
peanuts on the floor.
Yes.
That's what my mom loves
It's
doing.
relaxing.
It is. It is.
Yeah, that's a great place. So we had the fundraising concept, trying to build up funds for the school, trying to help it. What about current involvement with the community outside of the school? And I know that's one of the reasons that you said that you want to get involved with the chamber,
Right.
is to strengthen your community involvement.
Yes.
Are you involved with any of the local businesses or organizations?
We have been. That's one of the things that I know Ms. Lopez, our principal, she's been really working hard on.
Okay, so
and
your
it's
principal's name is
Marjorie Lopez.
Marjorie
Yes.
Lopez, and she could be here today.
No, she couldn't. She sent me on her behalf, and Ms. Escobedo.
She's handling the honor roll,
honor
or
Yes,
something like that.
she wanted to be present. It's our last honor roll, and she did want to be present for the kids and the parents.
That's
today.
great. I mean,
Oh,
again,
yes.
the kids.
Yes.
I'm sure the kids get a big kick
It's
out of it.
our priority.
Yeah.
But yes, we are trying to partner with more community businesses and organizations. One of the big things that we brought into the school this year was with Paramount Studios. They do our dance program after school. We did partner up with.
When Paramount Studios, like the TV
No,
Paramount.
not that one. Not that big.
I'm trying to figure out.
If we get there, that'll be great.
That's what I was wondering. Is this going to be like I have a Paramount station on my cable?
No, it's a
Kids in
dance.
Summerville.
It's a dance company down in Homestead. We also partner with the Miami FC, the soccer organization. They are doing a marvelous after school soccer program for us, and we've been kind of doing it, spearheading it this year in a very like low level because they're kind of like getting it's the first time I believe doing it. So for next school year, we're really looking at doing it to a whole nother level.
Oh, and again, kids love that.
They
right?
love it. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Our dancers actually performed at their halftime show this past Sunday. So we were all out there at the soccer game. It was great.
Oh, that's great.
And we just sat down with the South Florida Girl Scouts last week, and they will also be coming in next school year and implementing their program at the school as well.
And then you have the ones that are like cooking steaks for the Roadhouse, like, in the back. So those are great. Are there any other areas that you're looking that's in your target that you're trying to explore right now?
Anybody who would want to get involved with the school, I believe we're open to anything. Like people who would want to support the school, businesses, and maybe for like dance uniforms and stuff like that. That we would really love that.
I mean sponsorships.
Yes, sponsorships.
To help sponsor these different things. So that's one way to get involved with the school. Another way would be to do something like FC is doing, or do something like the dance group is doing. Are there any other target areas that you're thinking about for that stuff where you're looking for some type of company involvement?
We do all kind of stuff during the school year.
What about landscaping or gardening?
That's what I was gonna say. Like we do so much during the school
year. You already do that?
No, we don't. We pay for that. But it would be great if we can get, people to come in and do like butterfly gardens or things of that nature. That would be awesome.
That's what I'm wondering is if, to have, because where you're located, I mean, agribusiness and agritourism, is really big right now in Homestead. And I think that, having kids learn about where their food is coming from.
Yes.
And get involved in that a little bit. Do you have room for a garden?
Oh, yes, we do. Definitely.
All right. Anybody out there that's listening to me right now, if you want to work with Summerville on building a garden, You got to call them up.
Yes,
Call
that'd be awesome.
Joannie. Call Joannie Manis, who only has one N in her name. So don't let it throw you off. It's not Joni. It's Joannie without the hyphen. And she'll tell you what to do, because I think that, those kinds of things I think
we
are
would
really,
love that. Yes.
are really great for kids to get involved
Yeah.
in.
I think kids really want to be outside.
Yeah.
I really do.
And I don't know, I'm not sure if you should have any chicken coops with eggs yet, but that would be like,
Listen, and for some reason, we our field.
What?
Because she knows what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Our field is animals.
Animals.
Who?
The field in the back of our school. We
Yep.
have all kind of
We once
iguanas the size of like a mile long.
You mean buy them?
No, I'm dead serious. Like they love our backyard.
Oh,
Yes.
they just kind of
yes,
congregate there.
Yes, they
Yeah.
do.
Like what
The
besides
kids, they're like, Miss Manis, there's you.
Oh, yeah, the kids
they're
love being
huge,
outside.
and they love it.
They're not
Like,
afraid of anything.
They're not. Yes.
They'll pick up. You know how they are. They pick up rocks. They look at things. And
So
you're
what?
like,
What about
They're intrigued.
what besides iguanas do you have back
Oh, for
there?
some time we had chickens running in our
I don't
field.
know if a
The
neighbor had
kids-
them or
yeah.
something, but they were playing in our yard. So
Yes. So we laugh, but we're like,
Yeah.
they love our school. Even the animals.
The animals do too.
yeah, don't bring your chickens, but
So it's really
they
funny.
do. They
That's
do.
really
Yeah.
funny. Well, we have a few minutes left. I mean, and I just want to give you guys a chance to, because I know there was a bunch of areas that you wanted to make sure that we established today. You guys are located where?
In Homestead, we're off of 115th and 243rd Street.
Okay, 150 230, 243rd Street.
Yeah, we're in that Homestead,
The
Princeton,
Naranja, near
area,
Naranja,
yes.
kind of like in the.
not
Nestled.
so much
That's
Naranja.
Naranja.
It's between Princeton and Homestead.
Okay.
Like we're really at the borderline.
Okay,
Yeah.
between Princeton and Homestead. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, now we know where you are. Anything else that you want to kind of toot your horn about, or?
Well, I think that we have again, our leadership is great. We have a
Miss
very
Lopez.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So where was she before she got to you guys?
Well, she's my understanding. She's been a teacher. She was assistant principal. She knows all the ins and outs of the environment. She knows the ins and outs with children. That's her heart. And one of the reasons that I believe that I go to work every day is, again, I think everything starts at the top. Everything from the top flows to the bottom. And when you have excellent leadership, and the heart is there, it just pours down. It's just very, very infectious. And I think it's our teachers too. We have excellent teachers that teach from the heart. The kids are important to them. Our company is supportive of all the schools. If we have questions, we reach out to them. But overall, again, leadership is important in a school, 100%. And the children feel that. They love her. They give her cards, letters, Miss Manis too. They get cards, they get hugs, they get everything.
Do you get anything?
I do. I
Okay,
do.
I'm hoping you don't get
I
left
do.
out,
You
'cause
know-
you seem pretty solid. And,
Well, I do, and I love kids. My children are grown. I've got 3 adult children, and I'm a
Aw.
grandmother of 5. So my kids, even the children, to me, they'll come and they'll just. I had a little girl come behind me the other day, and she just ran up and hugged me. But those are things that you can't put a price on that.
No, you
can't. And I think children are valuable. They're important. They're the adults of tomorrow, and what they learn in these formative years from these grades, as young as kinder, I always say, raise them from the crib. That stays with them for life.
it does.
It stays with them.
I completely agree with you.
They will let you know. I remember my elementary school teachers. I remember things that were said. I don't remember everything, but I do remember a lot of solid things. You know,
one of my what are those? They call those things when you do a password, then you have to have a remembering question or whatever they call that.
Yeah.
One of mine is Sister Mary Lilly. She was my first grade teacher.
It's Lily.
So
My daughter's name is Lily.
I'll never forget that, Sister Mary Lilly.
And I
So,
think another
yeah.
thing too is we have our front office receptionist. She's very knowledgeable of everything she does. She's very welcoming to
That
the,
is so.
to-
I mean, again, the first
Yes.
person you meet when you walk in
Correct.
the door.
Yes.
She's
is
very
critical.
welcoming to the children. She's very communicative with the parents. Our registrar, Miss Molina, she's excellent. She answers questions. If she needs to stop what she's doing, she'll go to the front desk. And she's very welcoming. We give parent tours, and she does that.
Are there specific days or times for parent tours? You just call up and say, I want to tour?
Well, to be honest with you, she handles that aspect of it,
Okay.
so I wouldn't be able to give you all the details of that, but I can tell you that when they are done and when she meets with a family, she does it with welcoming arms. It's showing them, walking them through. And I think as far as I've seen that I know of, they leave very happy. They leave with a comfort feeling of, this is a great option.
Whether they decide to do it or not,
Correct.
they feel like they've learned a lot.
Absolutely.
Feel like the person really put themselves out there.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's important. I think sometimes it's hard for parents or for the community to know a school if you haven't seen it.
Correct.
So I think that's one of the things that we are really focusing on. Like, come see our school. We'll walk you around. We'll show you what we're all about.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that we are building on.
okay, so now I'm going to give you a chance. So what if you could look at this school 3 years or 5 years down the road? What does it look like that's different from today? And just what would you hope for? And because those are the things that you have a community around you that they can maybe help you manifest. And I just brought up the garden as an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice to have a big vegetable garden, right? So just let your mind wander. What are the kinds of things that would be great to have, the kind of organizational support, whatever it is? What do you think?
A covered entrance in the front of the school
Okay.
for rainy dismissals.
Okay, there we go. A covered entrance.
That would be great.
All right.
Right
Covered-
now we're out there. We're very personable with our families, our students, and we literally, our office staff, our admin team, we're the ones out there. We're the ones opening doors in the morning for our kids to come into school, get out of the car. At rainy day dismissals and every dismissal, we're out there with umbrellas and our raincoats.
So it'd be nice to have like some type of covered, which I think is a very doable thing. So
Absolutely.
those of you out there that want to be part of, you get a big,
Construct
you can maybe get
something.
naming rights on it. Who
Yes.
knows?
You're right.
Yeah.
We would love that.
Okay.
We would love that.
Okay, that's a great. That's very practical. I love the practical concept. Anything
Yeah.
else?
I think through the process of everything that has happened in the last few years with the children, again, where our school, Ms. Mattis is very supportive of the teachers as well. And I don't say that because she's just sitting here, but it's the truth. She's very supportive of the teachers. Ask, any questions. She gets very involved with them. Ms. Lopez does as well. They walk through classrooms. They give them that support, and I think that's so needed. And I just see, I think the more, hopefully in these next few years, there's a lot of push for reading, and these are the things that are very important. Children are, we really focus on reading, and that's something that even when it comes to dropping everything, there's something that it's a drop to read, and that includes everybody. That includes I stop what I'm doing.
Drop to read? What does that mean?
Pretty much.
It's a day we dedicate for National Reading Day,
Okay.
where everybody drops what they're doing and we read.
That includes me. So I make sure my door is open so that if a child is walking by, they see me reading a book. It's to give them that incentive to definitely stay with that. And of course, if you read, you can read when it comes to math and other subjects. It's the foundation of everything. But again, the support for that is amazing.
This morning, I have 7-year-old twin girls. So this morning they got up and I just started reading Les Miserables last night. It's 1,140 pages or whatever. And they saw it and they were like, Papa, are you? I said, yeah, I'm
kidding
reading that. And they looked at the back 70 pages because that's going to take you a year.
And I think piggybacking on what she was saying, it's we do welcome the community and businesses. We even have our police officers
Yes.
read to the students.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
So
It's
this is
important.
something that we do welcome the community to come and
Okay,
say, hey,
and that's another
come,
thing too.
come and do
Get
stuff with our
involved.
kids.
Well, I mean, like to thank both Barbara and Joannie for being here today, for telling us all about the wonders of the Summerville academies, and look forward to being involved with them and into the future.
We look forward to it.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Thank
All right.
you.
So how